I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're just gonna go with it. Today we're gonna continue some random chapter that I just felt like doing. They're on their way to look for this piece of shit named Bird Dog who abandoned the squad. I kind of based it off Bergdahl, a piece of shit that abandoned his squad in Afghanistan. He was in the army though. It was big news and then not big news, but wherever you are, Bergdahl, go fuck yourself. Um, anyway, so let's start off with here. Uh, Behind Sergeant Mendoza, an angry German Shepherd is sniffing Bird Dog's used gear. Bird Dog, you gotta read it. Anyway, I'm just editing. Whatever, who gives a fuck? Follow me on the journey. Behind Sergeant Mendoza, an angry German Shepherd is sniffing Bird Dog's used gear, getting more excited with every whiff. Comma. Chesty is getting sent. Corporal Cohen, comma. Corporal Cohen smiles at his dog and gives him a treat. Excuse me. I vape too much. Mendoza smiles at the dog, who replies with a snarl and growl. Okay, anyway, we have a little less than 2 hours to get this fucker before a bunch of army dickheads or, God forbid, we'll do an M space there. You know, you write stuff, you're under the influence. You put commas where M spaces should be. Mendoza smiles at the dog, who replies with a snarl and growl. Okay, anyway, we have a little less than 2 hours to get this fucker before a bunch of army dickheads or, God forbid, some SEALs come into our battle space. I wish I could put like an emphasis on our, but I don't want to. I would. Some SEALs come into our battle space to try to find him. Wait, or God forbid, some SEALs come into our battle space to try to find him. I'll just say battle space. We own this fucking land. We gave our lives for this fucking dirt. We own this fucking land. We own this fucking land. How about we gave our lives for this dirt? We gave our lives for this dirt. What is wrong with me? I'm dying. We gave our lives for this dirt. Nobody's coming here to do our fucking job in our fucking yard. Everyone keep your eyes open and be ready for a quick pace. We're not stopping for IEDs, we're tagging and jamming. PB June's squad will be going from the southeast and Cat 1 will be going from the northeast. We're going right in between for that little pussy. The squad laughs and some check their rifle, others sip water. The squad laughs, some of the squad laughs and some check their rifle while others sip water. Shut up. The squad stops and Sergeant Mendoza continues. We're going to follow the dog up to the Helmand River. If we or the other squads don't find him, then... M space. Then Mendoza stops and thinks to himself. M space, little t. Then, M space again. I guess the M space is more for like that sudden, like, for jumping around in a sentence, according to a random YouTube video I saw a long time ago. So we will see. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing. Then I don't know what'll happen if we don't find that fucker. So let's just find that faggot piece of shit. Oh no, wait up. Mendoza stops and thinks to himself. Then, A little t. Mendoza stops and thinks to himself. Then, I guess the M space is like a comma, so you keep the words together, no space. Then, comma. I don't know what'll happen. I don't know what'll happen with motherfucker. I don't know what will happen. So let's just find that faggot piece of shit. I'm not find out. Not find out. Rah! Someone yells from the back. Maybe we can trade a Taliban for him, Toro suggests. Maybe we can trade a Taliban for him. Oh, the little midget. Oh my god. Maybe we can trade that little Taliban motherfucker we got tied up in the back. Maybe we can trade that little Taliban motherfucker we got tied up in the back for him, Toro suggests. Innocently. But honestly. Yeah, Doc. Fuck it. Let's just meet. Yeah, Doc. M space. Or M dash? Whatever. No one's ever gonna read this piece of shit anyway. Yeah, Doc. Fuck it. Let's just meet up with this Taliban and trade. Let's just meet up with the Taliban and trade 5 Taliban generals for that piece of shit. Yeah, let's just. Okay, so what I'm making fun of is when we did the prisoner exchange for that piece of shit Bergdahl. If you guys remember, that PSYOP. We traded him. We traded 5 Taliban generals, and we traded him for this one piece of shit who left voluntarily. Piece of shit whose dad was like a cleric too. Which I didn't forget that, but whatever. And yeah, so I kind of want to make fun of that. Remember, this is in 2010, before all that happened. It's made up. It's made up. Everything is pretend. Yeah, Doc, fuck it. Let's just meet up with the Taliban and trade 5 Taliban generals for that fucker. For that piece of shit. For that faggot. For that bitch. For that faggot. For that bitch. For that faggot. Yeah, Doc, fuck it. Let's just meet up with the Taliban and trade 5 Let's just trade 5. Let's just meet up with the Taliban somewhere and trade 5 Taliban generals for that fucker. For that one faggot. I hate that word works so well. Okay? I hate it. But it does. It works. It works. And I hate that it works. And I'm fighting myself when I fight that word. It's a fun word. It's a fun word. I mean, it's a bad word, though. But I don't mean, we don't mean it like because that. We mean it because he's a fag. Yeah, Doc, fuck it. Let's just meet up with the Taliban somewhere and trade 5 Taliban generals for that one faggot. Mendoza shakes his head. Keep your cum-covered ideas to yourself. Mendoza shakes his head and does something. Mendoza shakes his head and crosses something off his list in his notepad. Keep your cum-covered ideas to yourself. Keep your cum-covered ideas to yourself. I don't know. I like it. All right. Torero puts his head down and kicks some dirt like a child. Mendoza dramatically puts a 40mm round into his grenade launcher. 5 minutes. 5 mics. They call minutes mics because it's shorter. There's no time to waste. You say minutes, you say mics. Because it's dynamic, military. You don't understand. Rufus pats the explosives in his backpack like a baby, and Mendoza jumps into the CLC truck and grabs a radio. Man, this is pretty nuts, Rufus says to himself, but Toro happens to be next to him, flexing and extending his numb fingers repeatedly. Torero lets out a small, painful laugh. Pretty nuts. Torero's hand... we'll start then. There's a new one. Toro lets out a small, painful laugh. Comma. Pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Torero's hand feels like Torero's hands feel like shattered ice is going through his veins, and he holds back some tears. You know, this is just one Mexican's opinion. Then make it quick because you're already losing me, Rufus interrupts. Toro holds back his minority anger, and it's kind of gay. Toro brushes this off. Brushes that comment off. Hey, doggy, relax. Then make it quick because you're already losing me. Because you're already too wordy. Then make it quick because you're losing me. Rufus interrupts. Toro brushes that comment off. Anyway, just saying we should let that piece of shit find an IED with his feet, or let the Taliban cut his head off because, you know, fuck him. Rufus checks his rifle and looks back up. I don't disagree with you, Doc, but it's going to feel good parading that piece of shit back. You were too busy sleeping like a baby after we carried your fat fucking ass back. You were too busy sleeping like a baby after we carried your fat fucking ass back. Your fat ass back. You were too busy sleeping like a baby after. Rufus don't cuss that much. Rufus is a nice guy. Rufus is a nice guy. He's a nice Southern boy. We don't know what. I mean, yeah, he's white. You know, he's a nice white guy. He's a nice white fucking Southern. So he doesn't cuss that much. But he does cuss, but not that much. Rufus checks his rifle and looks back up. I don't disagree with you, Doc, but it's gonna feel good parading that piece of garbage back. I feel good about that. That's good. Yeah. But it's gonna feel good parading that piece of garbage back. Parading that piece of. It doesn't flow though. Piece of shit just works better. Piece of shit. But it's gonna feel good parading that piece of shit back to the PB. To the BB. Rufus tries to. Rufus struggles to. Because he's pissed. To hold in his anger. Rufus is already getting frustrated with Toro. You were too busy sleeping like a baby after we carried your fat ass back. But we had a whole raged out conversation about it. Got intense. I always missed the cool shit. Yeah, well, anyway, everyone came to the conclusion that letting him complete his martyrdom, or whatever, and get those sweet 72 virgin pussies would be like a gift to him. So, fuck that. And it's not like we have a choice anyway, Rufus shakes his head. What else are we gonna do? Who the fuck wants virgins? Give me 4 freaky sluts with symptomatic HPV. I like that. Toro looks up suddenly. Looks up with a nice thought, with a inspiration. Looks up inspired with a sudden realization. And drops his roll. Who the fuck wants virgins? Give me 4 freaky sluts with symptomatic HPV. Yeah, but with the virgins, you can like teach them how you want to fuck, how you want to fuck. Rufus shrugs. You've been thinking about this, I see. Toro smiles at Rufus. Fuck you, Doc. Anyway. Fuck you, Doc. Anyway, we came to the conclusion that he's our prize, and we're taking him home alive to face the consequences. And again, it's not like we have a choice. Torero rolls his eyes and sighs a frustrated sigh. Can you stuff all that honor into a trash bag so I can sleep on it, since one of the trunk company Marines stole my pillow last week? What the fuck are you talking about? Rufus is checking the linked dynamite charges he's bringing in his backpack, along with some pre-workout just in case he gets tired. Toro lights a cigarette. I'm just saying, fuck that guy and fuck whoever stole my pillow. I hope they both die. Fuck them both right in their stupid bitch assholes. Let those faggots die. Toro looks up at the sky. God, in your great wisdom, you always let one of us good guys get blown up by one of your little explosive miracles made of ingredients you saw necessary to provide us humans. Toro looks up at a dark unknown beyond the patrol base, waiting for the sound of an explosion. Any fucking day now. A rock flies across the patrol base and lands squarely on top of Toro's Kevlar helmet, knocking him out. Got him, is the last thing Toro heard before he blacks out. His eyes open and the whole squad is lined up to leave for the patrol. Toro starts leaning his way up and the pain of his arms shock him. Ah, fuck, he woke up, a voice says. Should have used a bigger rock. Told you, another voice says. I'm okay. Toro gets up dizzily and wipes the dirt off. His dirt wipes off and lazily wipes off his dirt-covered flak, and the pain of his arms come back and he holds back tears. I'm okay. Sergeant Mendoza walks up to Torero and inspects him briefly. Look about as okay as a twice-used condom. I'm good to go, Toro replies while opening and closing his eyes, slowly trying to keep his balance. I'm a big, bright, shining star. Mendoza shakes his head. Whatever. Get the fuck information, Doc. He eyes up and down the rest of his squad. Step in. Above them, the lawnmower-like sound of the Scan Eagle drone whizzes past them that shares a live video feed, but is not armed. Lieutenant Colonel Anderson, Weapons Company commanding officer, is watching the grainy feed on a laptop from Fob Thomas and has a radio near him. Gunny Carey locked himself into the MRAP truck while bare-assed, wearing only his skivvy shirt, and is scanning across the fields using his G-Boss camera while Puerto Rican big booty porn plays on a separate laptop. Menace 2-5, radio check from Whiskey Actual, Lieutenant Colonel Anderson says roughly. Whiskey Actual, solid copy, Mendoza says into the radio as the squad passes him, putting the rifles into condition 1 as they exit the patrol base. Condition 1 is when you, and then there's like a bullet in the, and then you. Okay, Sergeant, head east towards building 125, however you want to fucking read that. Break. We're seeing some flashlights from the Scan Eagle. The CEO tells Mendoza from the radio. The CEO radios Mendoza. Oh. Radios. Mendoza. Wait, what the fuck is that? Radios. Mendoza from the radio. We'll take that part out. CEO radios Mendoza. Roger, Menace 2-5 copies. Above them, above the squad. The squad of Marines. And soldiers. Afghan soldiers. Afghan. Above the squad of Marines and Afghan soldiers, 2 Cobra helicopters buzzed low enough for the squad to see the detail of the amount of firepower it carried, as they made a wide descent around the dark Afghan landscape. The pilot of the lead Cobra scans mud brick buildings and canals for any heat signatures and keys up a frequency to make contact with the Marines on the ground. Menace 2-5, this is call sign Shocker, and the lead Cobra. How copy over. An exhausted Sergeant Mendoza kicks some mud from his boot and wipes some dirt from his rifle and looks up at the helicopters. He holds up his radio that feels extra heavy tonight. Solid copy from Menace 2-5, Shocker, over. Menace 2-5, we're seeing a fire and gathering of people in building 125 about 300 yards northwest of your location next to the jungle. Looks like 20-ish military-age males and 4 females wearing burqas, over. Roger, Menace 2-5 copies. Any weapons, over? Sergeant Mendoza asks, even though he already knows the answer, and takes out his map and a red light flashlight. Wait one. Menace 2-5. We'll confirm, over. The pilot banks a little and gets a better view of the building and gathering inside, and turns off his mic so only his co-pilot can hear him. I have to take the meanest shit right now. Same, the co-pilot responds from behind. Mendoza sighs as he locates the compounds on the map, which is located 400 yards away through muddy cornfields, and leaves the squad with a tactical disadvantage because of the cluster of 6 compounds next to a small forest nicknamed the Jungle that no American has ever stepped in, and is most likely filled with additional fighting positions, tunnels, and IEDs. Corporal Hewitt, the lead fire team leader. The lead fire team leader. He is the lead fire team leader. The first fire team leader. There we go. The first fire team leader sees a distressed look on Mendoza's. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see what this is. Hopefully nothing bad. Because okay, nothing big deal. When you got kids, you get random messages about bad shit, just like, hey, your kid said the F word again, your kid called some kid fat. Where did he get it from? With a tactical disadvantage because of the cluster of 6 compounds next to a small forest nicknamed the Jungle that no American had ever stepped in, and is most likely filled with additional fighting positions, tunnels, and IEDs. Corporal Hewitt, the first fire team leader, sees the distressed look on Mendoza. I'll do that instead. Sees the distressed look on Mendoza and recognizes the familiar face. He slows down until he's walking next to Mendoza. Where are we going? Hewitt asks. East, through the cornfields, to the jungle. We have to go through the mud double time, Mendoza says. Fucking roger that, Hewitt replies with a sigh, and hustles to the front to tell PFC Garcia and Corporal Cohen, the dog handler, the instructions. Oh, and with that, I think we'll wrap it up for today. I don't even know how many pages we did. I should partly mark it for next time. I think I've recorded like 5 videos I haven't posted. I'm not going to because they're embarrassing and I look kind of stupid. Maybe I'll post this one. Why this one, not the other ones? I don't know. Some final thoughts for today. War is stupid and gay. And if you're pro-war, you should be the first one to get a rifle and go to war. If you're supporting any war ever, anytime, go to that place and fight in that war. So if you are an American who supports any foreign war, and when I mean any foreign war, I mean like any of the foreign wars that you'd have us pay for, you should grab a rifle and go fight there because that war deserves you and you deserve that war. Any war that you're willing to send money to, you should send your life and your children to. So, just saying, if you're a pro-war person, support any of the wars going on, you should go and fight there, because there's no war in America, and America is awesome. And, people like to keep it that way. That would be nice. So, I don't know where that came from, but thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. To the one person that sees this, and it's just me giving myself views from a different YouTube account. Bye.